My name's actually Eric. I was lying. I don't usually like to start the show with a lie, but I did this time. But I quickly corrected myself, so it should be okay. My name is Eric, and I'm here to say what? That's what I'm here to say is what? No, what I'm here to say is together we shall exalt. You know what term has this happens a lot with terms, of course, but what starts off as a legitimate distinction made by people who have intellectually robust approach to things. You're the gloves guy, right? Welcome. I can show you my new gloves that I got today at the
Yeah.
store. Yeah, I did get some new gloves at the store, and I'll take them. I'll take you outside to look at them in a second. No, they're in the garage actually. But what was I talking about? Something very important, hugely, massively important. Together we shall exalt. What are we exalting about? Well, nobody's really sure, but exaltation nevertheless shall ensue. Rachel just recorded some vocals, which will at some point later on today go through and you know chop out the good ones and get rid of the bad ones. None of those things sum a ball. The correct articulation of cognitive functions is the one I articulate in defensible typology. It's not my opinion or my system or whatever. It's the correct explication of things. Jung came up with the idea, but by and large, the people who have been engaged with these ideas are not intellectually rigorous people. They don't know what they're doing at all. So that's why nobody of any legitimate intellectual ability typically comes near the thing, right? But fortunately for the world and typology, I got very interested in it, and I studied socionics and a bunch of other things, and I had some false starts in trying to explain things, but eventually I got it down to the basics of it, that are correct, which include the fact that you've got two ways of knowing, deciding, and two ways of acting in the world, which is to say, you can either act or interface, and you can either determine or know. And that comprises the totality of all human attention, just those four simple things. But for each of those, you can have either an experiential or a communicative slant to it. So if you are a communicative knower, you know with NI. If you're an experiential knower, you know with SI primarily. Well, thanks, Harold. Yeah, it is true that for most people, it's a way of holistically knowing yourself that helps reinforce your self concept, self esteem, whatever. So people who want to know communicatively are going to be attracted to things like anagram, astrology, typology, things that purport to explain the incredibly complex reality of an individual's cognition and being um, through some externalities, right? Like with astrology, it's when you were born, it links to something factual. Do I believe in an enneagram? I think that enneagram does a fine job of describing a reality that seems to be the case in the world, namely that people have one of three possible strategies for one of three negative emotions, for each of three negative emotions. Well, the thing is, to say that we use functions is kind of in itself not quite right. It's like we have a relationship with all possible ways of paying attention. Okay, every individual has some relationship with all possible ways of paying attention. You might have a relationship with it with one way of paying attention that's blind, right? Oh, is that dead? Oh, I don't know what that is, but on the table over there. I saw the cats had a mouse in here last night.
Oh, you did? No, that's not an animal.
Oh, okay.
Just something.
No, we're going to exalt Putty Cat, not inhale.
Gear looks.
Oh, that's for wrapping my cords cables.
Okay, I'll leave it there.
Yeah, thank you. So is it the case that we all use age functions? Well, not consciously. Like, you know, what I see in Rachel is somebody who has, let's start for a starting point with the prime directive. The prime directive tells us we want our expectations and our realities to match up. Rachel, in fact, that's the prime directive. Rachel's concerned, obviously, that somehow her expectations about this relationship won't match up with the reality. Her expectations are very simple and they definitely will match up with reality. Yeah, well, and you let her go.
What's this song?
It's she wraps around my head like a car, handcuffs on my heart. I'm a prisoner. Yeah, it's that song.
I don't know what happened, but I smushed my ring.
Which one?
This one.
What's it made of? Gold, white gold or platinum?
Platinum.
Well, I mean, there's a couple possible things. I could try to squeeze it back into a circle with some pliers, or we could take it to the Fresno place and see what they recommend.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
We can do that, sure.
What they recommend. If it's too much, I mean, it stays on my finger. It could be something that would get done eventually.
Well, it's uncomfortable for you to wear it, though. I mean, it's like I don't know what else they would do besides try to bend it back into a circle, right?
Yeah.
Skeptics do claim all these personality type tests are pseudoscientific, and they're correct. The way I type people is neither scientific nor pseudoscientific, but the way I explain and articulate things is correct. So terms like what?
I think it's for me.
Terms like pseudoscience and stuff, those are heuristics people try to use to be able to invalidate something or validate it, or to determine whether something deserves attention enough to validate, right? And that's fine to assume that Buddy Cat, you're going to be definitely of interest to Rachel when you say that. Blake Lively is accused of creating an insane, toxic, emotionally draining workplace at now defunct lifestyle brand.
I heard about it. I heard that she made a lifestyle brand and put her brother in charge, and he just like let the thing go. He let the he was just completely irresponsible. I don't know I don't know what type he is, but he used to I don't care about if you smoke weed, but he used to show up late to open up the place. It was poorly run.
Well, the answer is no, basically, Ball. If you're ESFP or ENFP, then you cannot determine the correctness of things.
Yeah.
It's just not in your possibility. Just like I cannot determine what I want very clearly. You know, I'm FI polar, and if somebody wants to attack me and successfully get away with it, they need to try to hurt my feelings, because I'll try to respond to an attack on my feelings with an objective analysis. Well, let's see. Is it objectively the case that I am guilty of this thing that they are accusing me of? So it's like they say, "You're ugly." I say, "Well, yeah, that's pretty true. I'm not very attractive." That's not a good way to respond to those kind of attacks, you know. INFPs have great TI, sure. INFPs are not ESFPs or ENFPs, okay? I'm talking about the polar right now. I have got pretty good extroverted sensing, really, when I'm myself, which I am at the moment. What type is Blake Lively? I don't know. I haven't really heard her talk enough to have an opinion about it, but I do think that she's a shitbag. Does that narrow things down? The answer is no, it does not narrow things down. Okay, so do you want Jameson or Jack Daniels? The answer is Jameson. Shitbag. Oh, that's ENTP. Right, yeah. That's the nice thing about typology is it acknowledges that shitbaggery is not a personality trait. Like Becky, ENTP, was a shitbag because she had been abused as a kid or something. That's usually what's behind shitbaggery. Well, I also have an almost ridiculously poor ability to deal with things that require my feelings. When I thought I ran over a turtle the other day, a while back, a couple weeks now, but I thought I did. The drive back from that point to my house, I was like, anybody's looking in on me. I was by myself. Anybody looking in on me would have thought, oh, did that guy just like break his leg or something? No, he thought he ran over a turtle. But then the other thing is, something like that can make me feel a great deal of anguish, and I could also just forget about it in a few minutes too, afterwards. So, you know, that's a feeling. That's a FI thing, where you're you're feeling the preciousness of something, ultimately, the preciousness of life, or of this creature trying to walk across the road, or whatever. So it's not like that turtle has any practical benefit for me. It's not as though running over the turtle would have been, in any way, shape, or form, a problem for me, except for the fact that I'm sensitive. When I do have some bad feelings, I don't know how to like sit with them and let them process. To me, it just seems like torture, and I don't even know what that means, really. So we got Rachel's vocals recorded for that song. Like, as I get older, it's probably true for everybody, but as I've gotten older, I've gotten better at managing some of the most egregious problems associated with FI polar. Like, I would never betray Rachel in any way, because even if it's not because I'm more aware of my feelings, it's because I have things in place that I use to replace feelings, which is like hard and fast rules and moral reasoning and stuff. Yeah, I saw that actually pretty close. You said that. I did not know that he was still alive, even. I would have guessed he was not, but obviously he was still alive and now he's not anymore. But just like when Gene Hackman died, if you had asked me like a week before he died, how old is Gene Hackman? I said, I don't know, like 60, 65? I never would have dreamed he was 90 years old. Used a man's death for a punchline? Did I? Oh, Putty Cat did. Yeah. Well, actually, I don't think there was ever a point where anybody knew his name. They just knew him as Norm from Cheers. I still don't know what his actual name is. Hi, Marcus Aurelius. I mean, and show me, you make a good point here, is that that's one of the things that FI, people who have FI in the front stack, or especially like 1 or 2, presumably they have a lot more awareness of the nature of FI things, like whether or not they're going to continue to like this for a long time, or whether or not like this coupling has any actual promise. Those are the kind of things they'll be able to figure out because they know how to spend time attending to that. God damn it. Open, you fucking things. God. Open. There. It's because I try to do things with one hand. I should just put down the tripod.
We've talked about this today.
Yeah. Yesterday I was working on this music thing. Spent a great deal of time working on it with my mouse and a lighter in my hand. Or I'd stand here. Well, this was because of these headphones. Stand here and like use the mouse on my shirt like this to try to do things. Oh, it's hard to make it exactly right. Just stop, dude. Hackman died after his wife. Yeah, that's what I heard was the prevailing theory, was that she died somewhat unexpectedly, and then he didn't have his caregiver, and he was very dementia. Gene Hackman's wife was not named Hackwoman, but I think she should have been.
Was she no gooder?
Oh no, I think she was a good person.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, I haven't read anything about it. Or
she was substantially his junior. She was like 30 years younger than him or something.
Okay.
But
wow.
But they met. They'd been together for quite a while.
Okay, I thought so. Yeah, I thought in his will he like left everything.
He didn't even realize she was dead. You know what else is even crazier, Yvette? She didn't even realize she was dead. Why won't reality do what I'm imagining? It's a good question, right? I just wanted to go like this, like pick up that thing and kind of pop, and out come the feet. In contrary to physics, the laws of physics. Quote of the day: it's expensive being poor. It's true too. Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, it does. Whatever he knew is irrelevant. And when you're deep in dementia like that, towards the end, you can't just, you simply can't take care of yourself. You know. You can no more take care of yourself than you can take care of a shelf.
Yeah.
Okay. So I put those things away. It's not easy being Gene when you're the color of so many ordinary things. You can commit injustice by doing nothing. No, that's not true. You can't commit an injustice by doing nothing, but you can fail to uphold a different value. You can fail to uphold the value of justice, but you can't actually be guilty of an unjust action because it's not an action, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what about parents neglecting the children? Well, they have a regency responsibility. That's different. Your value is 69?
My dad's on a pacemaker, Marcus Aurelius.
Are the two integers 35 and 34 added together? but are you upholding it? Jeff Bezos was videoed spanking his fiance. Well, she was probably being bad.
I like that there was Jeff Bezos videoed face planting while running to open the door of that spacecraft. He just was like, he was like so happy. He was like running, and then boom, falls right down.
8112 doesn't add up to 69. Oh, 812, I see. I'm a little slow on the uptake sometimes. I met Yvette, substitute brunette. She said, will you remember? Said I could never forget you, Jeanette.
Eric, does Eric use the phrase bodily autonomy or different autonomy or different autonomy? He uses bodily autonomy.
It depends which kind of what I'm talking about, right? So, like, when I say bodily, I usually say bodily integrity. Like, you violated my bodily integrity rights. Whereas, like, for example, your autonomy does not include the legitimate violation of my bodily integrity. You're probably thinking of bodily integrity rights.
I guess. I don't know. I don't know why I thought you said that.
Jeff Bezos could have chosen any woman younger than his own age, but he chose to get one his same age. Well, I mean, the thing is, sure, Mr. Gurr, you and your whole family of Gurrs, I wish you all the best.
Grr.
The thing is, Marcus Aurelius, prior to getting with Rachel, I also had gotten with somebody and thought it was a positive when I learned that she was the same age as me. I thought, well, that's good. We're the same age. That'll help. It didn't help at all. If nothing is everything and everything is anything, but anything can't be nothing, then what is everything minus anything? Something, obviously. Hey, gay bud X. I prefer Latin X, okay? I prefer Latin X or differently raced. So what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Ibrahim wanted me to sing my song. I forgot. Ibrahim, what you want a can of sperm? What you gonna do with that sperm oil? There you go, Ibrahim. The nurse at the sperm bank asked me if I'd like to masturbate in the cup. I said, well, I'm pretty good, but I don't think I'm ready to compete just yet. Hilarious. Do you think you would have gotten equal action to a woman your age than a woman younger than you? Me? I mean, it's like what I'm saying. I was on a dating site and I thought, oh, that lady seems interesting, and oh, she's the same age as me. That's kind of good. But it turned out to not be good. Then when I got with Rachel, I just would have made it out there that I was single and looking for somebody, but I had a bottom age limit, like nobody under 30, Buttsburg, you could do better. I'm disappointed by the quality of your trolling. It's just,
yeah.
You're just not doing anything for me. You're boring me. Oh, well, let's assume that you are paying attention to the rules of the system. I can extract whatever I want from whatever I want. Because I'm FI. What I know is true. Because I'm SI. Buttsberg, he's a centrist liberal, so very much not racist. I'm not a centrist liberal. I don't fit under any of those labels. I am a correct person who's correct with things. I'm not a gay lord because I don't think that the gays have royalty.
I think you're right.
Simple
And they
reason
have
for that.
queens.
If the gays did have royalty, I probably would be the lord of them. But not because I myself am gay, but simply because they look for a nice straight person to guide the way.
Wow.
Just kidding,
Yeah,
guys.
I said
Just
queens
kidding.
too. With that. Oh, Buttsburg.
Gay racist. Hmm.
No. No.
Can you do anything else? Is that your one trick? You got any more tricks? I'll give you a chance to demonstrate that you're something other than just this idiocy machine. And if you can, then you will be more interesting than your current manifestation of self. What does it say? My point? Oh, I do have glasses on my head. Happy Lord. You know, a lot of people call me Lord of the Dance. Would you like to sit there, Rachel?
Sure.
In the cleaning chair. Oh no, that's actually the dirty chair, huh? This chair looks dirty on the bottom part, but that's the chair I cleaned.
Oh.
That's, you can tell with the arms, right?
Oh.
Like, look at the difference between the arms. Those arms
Oh
over
yeah,
there,
the arms are totally different.
and
Wow.
these arms right here.
Yeah.
Because I pressure washed those arms off.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. Anyway, either seat's fine.
Eric, did you like the show Cheers?
I did when it was on back in the day. I was a fan of NBC's Must See TV, of which that was a part on Thursday nights.
I watched the reruns with my mom.
It's always nice having the trash compactor. Despite the fact that we're 1 week into the trash cycle, we have 2 completely empty trash cans, thanks to the trash compactor.
Thanks to the trash compactor. Thank you, trash compactor. Thank you, house.
What a great machine. Who knew? Who would think like you need that? Nobody would think that.
I would say that I'm not lesbian.
I would say so too. I'm going to vouch for her on this one.
Great question. They are a gay straight couple.
Yeah. I'm gay for Rachel and she's straight for me.
Mm-hmm. Putty Cat asks, Eric is a lesbian, question mark?
I'm simply desperate for a beard. That's why I'm on my 3rd wife.
I can't believe that I fucking bent my
How did you do
ring.
that?
I don't know. I must have I don't know. I'm not sure, but I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. I think I should just try to squeeze it a little bit.
I'm scared though, cause if you want to try to squeeze it, just be careful as the diamond's on the side of it.
Yeah. Okay. I got a little felt, but
I would see YouTubers who were married and only wear their wedding ring. And I was always like, oh, I used to see my mom wear both. I like wearing both. My engagement ring and my wedding ring, and don't take them off, but I smushed it somehow. I was not delicate with it, and now it's oval shaped. Big Bad Brains. Why is did he like a silver medalist? Can't believe my fall from glory. Got anxious from dental gnaws. Good old Delsum chugging, mushroom munching, whippet whipping. Me would have been horribly disappointed.
Yeah, don't tough whip this. It's bad for you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay. Rachel, when you were kids, did you have pets? We had a lot of goldfish or like those spider fish, beta fish.
Did
We
they
had
fight against each other?
we would get only one.
Work as a tool. Let's get a different tool.
Then we got a tortoise when I was like, I don't know, maybe 12 or 13, but it was my sister's. And then when I was like, I don't know, 16 maybe, my sister got a dog. Your mom always killed your fish by mistake. We yeah, with the fancy fins and nice colors. Like they always lasted a long time. Goldfish didn't. But that was. I'm sorry to hear that, Caitlin. It's true though, Ruben. Our beta's always working out who's the alpha. Is true. Hamsters die. They only live for 2 or 3 years. Ooh, Sunny D was good. We rarely had it at home as kids growing up. Eric definitely is Sigma. Ooh, look at that.
Pretty good, right?
Yeah. Thank you.
You're
I'll
welcome.
try to be. Oh no.
What, did it break?
It's cracked.
It cracked? I barely put any pressure on it.
Maybe I should stop wearing it.
Well, let's stop wearing until we go back to Fresno, and then we'll see how much it's going to cost to repair that crack.
Okay.
Okay? I'm not sure. I could look up what the melting point of platinum is, but I think it's too high for me to do it before.
Can I bring my grandma's rings there too to see how much those would be to size down? If I could.
Sure.
Because I was thinking maybe I could, just so that this doesn't, like, I preserve this.
Why don't you put it away until we go to Fresno?
Yeah.
Why don't you go put that away right now?
I'll put it with my grandma's rings.
Okay.
So we'll take them all together. Oh. For all sorts of.
For your reference, your phone's right there.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I don't think I can really do anything about it. Please pray for missing people and loved ones be reunited or answers pertaining to their whereabouts. Okay, I will do that. If host Eric never respects TE but always masters TI, and TE can't exist without TI, TI without respect is empty. And what does host Eric really master? It's not that I don't respect TE. Is that I don't like it when the world requires me to have good TE, or when I suffer the consequences of having bad TE. Like, perfect example is how I put effects and mixed the effects into a stereo track for the original bass line to this track I'm working on. So that's as good as they're gonna get. I'm not totally dissatisfied with what I did to them, my meddling with the sounds too, EQing a little bit of effects, whatever. But it's like I know better. I should wait till I have all the information I need to really know how to affect it, because it's gonna have to fit with the other things, right? Unfortunately, I applied an SI heuristic I had from before, when I always made bass the same way. Thank you, Ivar. I used to make bass by pitch shifting down my guitar, so I had this simple bass EQ template that I always used. I forgot that I can't use that anymore. I didn't think about it, because I'm not making bass the same way anymore. So in this case, the bad TE didn't fuck me too bad, but if I had messed up the tone too bad, then I would have had to go back and re-record the bass line, and re-edit all the bass and stuff. That's a big pain in the ass, and a consequence of my bad TE. What I don't respect about TE is when people use TE understanding of things to justify stuff. That's called utilitarianism. The devil's favorite justification. Okay, putting this back now. Right here it goes. Good night, Acacia. Sleep well. Who wants to be very particular about concretizing a deal? I don't want to have to be very particular about knowing where I'm going ahead of time, right? That's the thing that bugs me. And because I want to be what you would call executive versus constructionistic. I want to be constructionistic. Executives have a plan and execute and follow through. People like me, we want to play, just mush around the mashed potatoes with your hand and figure it out as it starts to become something, right? Certain kinds of things are more conducive to one strategy versus the other.
I feel naked without having it on.
Well, would you like me to make you a replacement ring out of twist ties?
I think I have rings that were size 5 that I used to wear, when we weren't engaged. So I'm okay. Thank you though.
I mean, I think the best example of TE justifications of things are like the COVID stuff, right?
Oh man.
Oh, we can justify making you close your business because you're not necessary in some way, right? Like, as though you can determine what's necessary for another individual. So the thing is, the only time we should ever argue about whether or not something's an efficient way to do a thing, or is going to be effective, which is more of an SE question, is after we've answered legitimacy questions. If in fact your proposed plan is illegitimate, it's either not within your jurisdiction, or it's rights violating, or whatever, then it doesn't matter what your impact calculus is. We shouldn't do it. You love mushing it around and masticating with your hand. It's how you eat mashed potatoes like this. A nurse finds a rectal thermometer in her pocket and says, "Damn, some asshole has my pen." Why doesn't nurse have a rectal thermometer? I guess if somebody's like unconscious, they could put it in their butt, but it's like they still could put it in their mouth. Why do they need to put a thermometer in your butt? I understand for animals because I can't get the cat to let me leave the thermometer in its mouth for very long. Meow, meow. She has it to spread disease for the Illuminati. She has what? The rectal thermometer? Spreading disease all across the land. Only certain kinds of substances are good to make rings out of. It's hard to make a wooden ring, for example, that's a smallish profile that doesn't break. Right, yeah, I don't know why she carry a thermometer either. It's like, look, you're never going to figure out anything by just determining what temperature I am and how tall I am and how much I weigh. It's like, that's not why I'm here, doctor. I didn't come to the doctor so that you could tell me what temperature I am. Whatever temperature I am, it's the right temperature. Okay, just be okay with that. I'm not one of those guys who's going to choose to be the wrong temperature. I've got a little bit more sense to me than that. Oh, silly boy. Why are you such a silly boy? When did you become so silly? And by what mechanism? You took silliness supplements? That is kind of surprising. You're a good eater. And your mother and I are very proud of you. Yes. You impress us constantly with your amazing abilities. Yes, you do. Don't take it too long to eat, Kenny. I don't want to watch you eat for the rest of my life. I'd like to do something else before I die. I'm right here watching the cat eat. because it's so exciting.
I know. Which one should I wear?
Why go for the little moon one?
Moon?
Well, yeah, I think I'd say I go for the moon. Oh, this one looks nice too. This one I can't decide if it's blue or green.
It's green.
What is it?
Emerald?
Oh. Let's put that on. There you go. Doesn't fit though.
It's this ring.
Oh. You already have a ring on the finger.
Right, I know, but I want to replace my
Oh, gotcha.
engagement ring.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so does that look good together?
Yeah, sure. What's the first? Oh, the first one's the wedding ring.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, they look fine together. It's just temporary until you get fixed.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. Go on. You know you want to go out there because Capillo's out there. And you don't want to pass up this opportunity to be a dick, do you? Oh, great. And you get that. I'm not going to be a dick to you, Eric. That way, I still win. Fine. Don't go outside. See if I care. Atheist. Love your cat's ankles.
I'm not sure what's up with them.
Oh, you mean the little spots on his legs? Yeah, I don't know what's up with that either. We can't figure out how he gets those. It's like it's not like he constantly licks that spot or something. It's a mystery. I guess he has he has one on both on each of his front two legs. He does like to eat with an audience.
Yeah,
for
he
sure.
does.
In fact, he rather insists upon it. Eventually, I get tired of him meowing at me, and I just obey.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all because, atheist all the way, it's all because I believe in God. That's why. No, I'm just kidding. That's not why. We're going to go outside and do a little ponding in a second.
Ooh.
How many tickles does it take to make an octopus laugh? 10 tickles. That's a pretty silly joke.
That's like my where it goes trained for the Olympics. Like eerie.
Oh, yeah. It's very much like that.
Yeah.
Pab mob. What's pab? P-A-B. Sounds like the brother product to Spreem. Pab and Spreem. The Spreem Corporation sells two jokes. I mean, two jokes. It sells two products. It sells Spreem and it sells Pab.
It's Pab.
Pab is an additive that you add to food. And it, it purports to make it taste better.
Okay.
You can add it to anything. Pab goes on anything. They show a child spreading some Pab on a sandwich. They show mom scooping some Pab into a stew. They show dad having fried Pab after work with the guys.
You fried Pab after work with the guys.
Yeah. What Pab is, it's something that basically has the appearance and consistency of congealed fat.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody's sure what's in it. It's a mystery. It's a secret mystery.
It's so gonna be coming. It's so gonna be a thing.
Are you gonna finish that Pab? That's their tagline in their commercials.
It's gonna.
Are you gonna finish your Pab?
It sounds like like something like they would have in Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Totally. Especially as like
It's basically lard, but it's vegan lard.
Oh.
It's fat rendered from vegetable pigs.
Vegetable pigs.
They're like regular pigs, except they're made out of vegetables.
Oh, okay.
How do you know if a girl is ticklish? Give her a testicle. That won't tell you if she's ticklish. That'll just tell her. That'll just tell you if she's DTF.
That'd be funny.
Does everybody know that word, that expression, DTF, came from the movie Superbad? That the chubby guy in it, what's his name, Jonah Hill or something?
Yeah.
They were improvising, freestyling, like this scene where they're talking about how they need to get laid, and they're at the high school on the PE field or whatever. And he came up with that while he was just freestyling dialogue as they were improvising.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah, I didn't know either. And now everybody uses it to mean what it means.
Yeah. I like the movie Superbad.
What did I do with my bong? I wonder. I did wonder if I left it outside. I will go look, and if I can find it, then I'll bring it back here to my side. Oh, I've got to find my little bong for myself. There it is. We can just come out here now, actually. There don't seem to be really any bugs yet. It's a little on the earlier side than we normally do. What does Pizza Hut slice their pizza with? Little Caesars. What do atheists do when they want to say OMG? Do they say OMN? Oh my nothing? Sorry. You want a snack?
Oh, Pio.
Hi, Pio. After this, I'm going to water the plants and do a little bit of ponding. A Little Caesars. You really should, when you're typing that joke, it should be Leetle Caesars. Then people will know. Oh, it's supposed to be scissors. Well, I started using some of this in the pond to fix the rocks too. So, I'm gonna have to. What is that? Some kind of sugar. What does that smell like? Like lemon pledge. What it smells like? It smells like lemon pledge. $310 Man Roof says okay. But is it really okay? Probably not. After all, the truth is someday we're all gonna die. How could that possibly be okay? Can't anything further from okay than death. except endless torture. Listen, if I do see any mosquitoes, I'm burning them. I'm burning them with the white hot fires of hell. I need to go get the weed. I left it inside. I'll leave you here. Be right back.
Hi, Trouble.
Move these rocks out of the way. Now listen up, mosquitoes. You're not going to be allowed to be here today. If you start bugging me, I'm going to burn you with the torch. There. Now looks like we got a green screen behind us. Any all bugs around me are gonna be burned. So just be aware, bugs. I'm not giving any more warnings. So I'd just stay away from me if I were you.
Sorry.
Thanks, darling. That's fine. Are you going to build a campfire and roast weenies? No. We are not going to build any campfire, nor are we going to roast weenies, nor anything else. Oh, you think you're pretty tricky, huh? You're not.
Yeah, they really do think they're tricky. I'm sorry that I went.
Okay. I appreciate you trying to get the mosquitoes.
Okay.
If you need to go inside, we'll go back inside. I'm not sure if I really want to work on this right now. If there's going to be this many mosquitoes. It's nice out other than the bugs. Die. Okay. I am Eric, bringer of death. These mosquitoes are no match for me. These dirty rats. my job in life to teach these dirty rats a lesson. When I lived at Laverne, I engaged in a serious, like 2-year-long war against the flies. Sometimes I'd take Adderall and just sit on the porch and kill flies for hours.
You might have to do that here too.
We don't have that many regular flies.
No.
We could get a bug zapper out here.
Yeah, we could.
Hang it from one of those branches in this tree.
Branches are high.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess we could put it like up under there, maybe. I don't know. If it were on a stand, we could put it in a number of places. They don't seem to really be bothering me that much right now. I think they got the message that I'm going to burn them. Nah, dead man, it's to death. Well, then get away from me, bugs. Then just get away from me.
Yeah.
You got all the rest of this whole area to be. Just don't be here. I'm not going to get a fly strip. So my grandma had those. I always thought they were so disgusting. Get all these dead flies stuck to them.
But a zapper.
Oh, I didn't get it. Sorry.
That's okay. I the same way appreciate you trying to get it. I don't mind a zapper. Well, it has to clean, obviously.
I mean, I don't mind a zapper either, but I'm not sure how much we'll really use it. It's kind of like its own entertainment too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And just watch the bugs get zapped. If Eric's cat sees everything but it never is seen, and everything it sees ceases to exist when it looked at, then what does Eric's cat see when it looks at itself? Well, it sees a winner. That's what it sees. It sees a cat who knows who he is and isn't afraid to be him.
Actually, that would count for both of our cats.
Mm-hmm.
We have two.
We do have 2 cats.
So, they're both see themselves as winners.
Mm-hmm. Only one of them is actually a decent human being. The other one's kind of a, professional asswipe, but so it goes. You can't choose your family. Once he successfully forced himself on us, it was all over. No, you. You.
No, you.
You.
Yes. Yes, you.
So I started using a little bit of this silicone caulk here. Works pretty well for fixing rocks to the cement.
That's
and
good.
I've got like 6 tubes of it in the garage.
Cool. Okay, like honestly, I would say if your skin was lighter, I'm a lighter version of your skin. Like I feel like I'm peachy. Right? Like a lighter.
You're a little bit lighter.
A lighter version. Yeah, I think I'm lighter, but I'm like a peachy. I read peachy.
That's because you're such a white person.
I am such a white person.
They are. Some people try to make a claim about me, but no. If I were white, why did my parents name me Exalt?
Exalt.
Can you just imagine that scene at the movie theater? Your name's Exalt? It's pronounced Xochitl. Okay. Well, that's a weird name. I've never seen that name before.
If I pull up says that's a weird name to the person.
Well, at first I thought she must be like joking or something. Like, she just pick random letters to put on her name tag. Exochill.
You know, there's like a musician and I still don't know how to pronounce her name. It's like Dochi or something. Dochi.
I don't know. The guy who sings "Baby, I can't wait to know." That
Yeah.
I don't know how to
I
pronounce
don't
his
know.
name.
Me neither.
Is it's Icelandic. You know that the U.S. basically invaded and occupied Iceland during World War II?
Who did?
The United States.
Really?
Iceland said, "Listen, we're neutral in this whole World War thing, so just don't bother us." But the both, but the U.S. thought that Germany was going to invade Iceland because it was such a useful spot in the North Atlantic, you know. And so we sent a bunch of troops there, and the police all showed up and tried to be like, "Go away, go. We're neutral. Go away." But then there were all these U.S. troops. So they're like, "All right, well, come on in," and they negotiated like, "We're in charge here for a while. We won't interfere with your internal affairs at all if you let us put our military bases and stuff here." And Iceland's like, "Well, better you than Germany, I guess." So
Huh.
they were forced to give up their neutrality.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bold move.
But it was after, hey, witness, we've been great. We've been working on a song, in fact. I think it's going to come out fantastic. It'll be up in the next couple of days because it's almost done. I got the last major bit of recording I need to do. I might have to re-record a couple of my vocal parts, but other than that, after that, it'll be good to go.
Ooh, I forgot I bought more frosted flakes. I'm gonna have myself some cereal. Would you like some?
No, thank you. No, it's a recording. It's a multi-track recording that we're making on the laptop with Audacity. So,
Oh my god, I can't.
it's made from scratch. I took the bass line I had, but I had to replay it and the way I had it before was it was combined with the drums onto one track. So now it's sounding pretty good. Sounding pretty good. I'm pleased with most of all the fact that I can see my own growth. Like I've taken a long break from recording music, really. Maybe I had a couple of little false starts here and there over the course of the last couple of years, but I was essentially taking a break from music. I actually am not fond of these glasses. um, I couldn't find the good glasses. I've got other pairs of glasses, but this is the right magnification. Yeah, this is a lovely setting. sitting on the back porch. Better if we don't have the propane tank behind us. This looks like a green screen now. Weehoo! I have a little cranberry juice. I think I will start watering the plants now. I'll just put the hose on here. Just let that go for a bit. Then I'll move it down to the bottom plants. And I think I'll put my shoes on and maybe I'll play pond for a minute or two here. I think the athletics come on at 7 o'clock again.
Cool.
You identified it correctly. This is a cedar tree right here. I didn't know what it was when I first moved here, but
How did you find out?
talking to the septic guy at the other house,
Oh.
he was chatty. I learned a lot from him actually about past 5 to 10 years of weather and stuff in the area. There was the reason these are cedars, and there's a lot of cedars around here in ratio compared against pine trees, is because there was some sort of pine tree killing beetle that infestation that came around about 5 or 10 years ago. Took out a lot of the pine trees.
Oh, wow.
So, but it didn't affect the cedars. And it was a problem for, I guess, like maybe 2 years until they finally had a cold enough winter that it killed the beetles.
That's good.
At least that's what the septic repairman told me. Or that one over there, the super tall one, it's coniferous of some kind because I can see the cones hanging down from it. But I don't know what kind of tree it is exactly.
It seems like the water's pooling.
Yeah, it is. I'll move it. You know, I'll let it soak the top few and then I'll move down. Let's soak the next few.
As you were.
As I was, indeed. I had trouble remembering. I often do have trouble remembering how to work these things.
Oh.
So it's like every time I go to use it again, I have to re-remember how it goes. What you got to do, you push this in, and then you can pull this all the way out, and then you can pull this thing out. But I struggled with it for quite a while before I remember how to do it. This will be useful for affixing rocks to places that are already cemented. I'm not sure how much of that I'm going to do right now, though, because I think I'd like to get the cementing done first, probably. Sometimes I can put the rocks on the cement directly, but maybe I'll put this opsill time when there are fewer bugs out here.
Yeah, there's so many bugs right now. Ah, get away.
That thing that you're looking at right there, it's called a wheelbarrow.
Mm-hmm. A wheelbarrow.
Obviously, what most of us are wondering is, what is a non-wheeled barrow? I never see the non-wheeled variety for sale. Barrow. Is it just like the green part of that, the top part, is the barrow? Nice thing is, I could replace that top part too. If it does end up rusting all the way through, which it hasn't yet, but if it does, I could take that off and replace it with a different barrow.
I guess you answered your own question.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's possible they have like roller barrows, but instead of having wheels, have long cylinders.
Right. Maybe there were barrows in farming that would like have things on it to rotate crops or something, or dirt.
Okay, let's
Yeah,
go
we
inside.
gotta go inside.
This is ridiculous. Of course, we want to come out here at the worst possible time of day every day. It's not nearly this buggy at all during the middle of the day. Of course, it's hotter then, so it's less pleasant to sit outside. But we also don't get nearly as many bugs in the front.
It's true.
I'm gonna finish watering these before I go inside. Wheelbarrow, wheelbarrow, you're such a wheelbarrow, you're a wheelbarrow. Wheelbarrow is one answer to the question, what rhymes with Clarence Darrow? Okay.
Could you open the door for me?
Yes.
Thank you.
Let me move this so it's not in our way.
Thank you for calling.
Let me just move all the things in here and I'll close it overhead. Go ahead. I'm smoking pot. Are you smoking spot? Yes, I'm poking smart. But not right at this very second. Um, right, turn this around this direction. And you're tired of eating hot dogs every day? Well, maybe get something different to eat. Have you considered chicken pot pies? The banquet chicken pot pies are like $1.79 each. It's a good deal. The Swanson chicken pot pies were on sale today. Um, for just $1.59. So we got the Swanson ones today. That's a little bit more high end, I think, than the banquet ones. We also got some Marie Callender's rice and protein bowls.
Yeah.
Beef and or chicken. Not and. Beef or chicken. No can do, amigo. I've been eating hot dogs for the last 62 years. I see. So even though you don't want to eat any more hot dogs, Daring Sparrow does rhyme with Clarence Darrow. Good point, Jake. What I was saying is that wheelbarrow rhymes with Clarence Darrow, but it doesn't rhyme with Clarence Darrow as well as Daring Sparrow. You must evolve, Daring Sparrow. I am Clarence Darrow. I'm smoking pot too. Don't count me out. I might eat one of those things.
Nice.
As well. Oh yeah, you're in the progression. We could also say Pharaoh. If you refer to Mia Farrow as being a caring person, say she's a caring Pharaoh. That would go pretty well with Daring Sparrow. Neither of which quite rhymes with Clarence Darrow perfectly. Because you want this bummer? What you're saying?
Yeah, sure.
Because if you want a perfect rhyme with Clarence Darrow, it needs to be like.
How do I keep on losing the lighter?
Boy. Here you go. It's one of the great mysteries of mankind. Clarence. Warrants. Wear pants, Guero. Wear pants, Guero is a good name. A good rhyme for Clarence Darrow. Pretty close. Can you go let Leon?
Yeah. Okay.
Must it be every time? Must what be every time? The answer is yes, regardless. It must be every single time.
Why are you running? Is it trouble?
Well, travel does make it challenging for her to go in through the cat door, so I just kind of figure. Oh no. The thing is, like my original said, I think wheelbarrow rhymes with Clarence Darrow just fine, even though the first part doesn't rhyme.
It's the closest.
Well, I think wear pants Guero is a little closer.
Oh.
Guero meaning white boy, of course, in Spanish. Wear pants, white boy. Squareo. Share, oh whoa. with Clarence Darrow. It needs one more syllable. I'll tell you what needs one more syllable. You, me, and the syllable it needs is and. Oh yeah, girl. Oh yeah. Let me touch you. You sexy. My name's Porter. What's your name? I'm Jonathan Earl. Hi, Jonathan Earl. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Oh yeah, girl. You got some dust on you. I'll wipe that dust off. You look pretty if you didn't have quite this much dust on you and such horrible fashion sense. Porter, if you're going to always be like this, I'm not going to invite you to hang out on the live stream anymore. Oh, look at that round. Kitten's got claws. Don't kittens got claws mean, mister? I do not have any claws. Yes, I am a kitten, but no, I don't have any claws.
Can I start return something at Free People when we're in Fresno?
Sure. $7:05. That's when the game comes on. I don't hate the idea of starting to watch the Giants games since they're doing so well this year. Of course, as soon as I start watching it, they'll start sucking. Panthers, Hurricanes. Who cares? There's no more Canadian hockey teams left. Are the A's really playoff contenders? An early verdict on MLB's most surprising teams. Let's see. Let's look at 5 clubs that began the season with projected playoff odds of less than 50% and have so far exceeded those predictions. Detroit Tigers, 31-17. Wow. Let's see here. Are the ESPN says the Detroit Tigers are for real. St. Louis Cardinals, not for real, is the verdict. The Giants, 28-20. Verdict for real. The Cleveland Guardians, verdict not real. And then the Athletics, they included them. You know, we're 22-26 now. The verdict is not real for the Athletics. This is still a fun up and coming team, though, it says here. I agree. They're a great team to watch. Forbearance Sourdough, Clarence Darrow. That's pretty good. I'm glad you came up with another O ending word. Denzel leaving side door in shock. Anyone seen the movie Days of Heaven? No, I've not. Attend a Diddy party or get a golden shower by R. Kelly or take a drink from Bill Cosby. Well, I mean, I guess if it's just the front end of the party, I'll go to the party and just leave quickly, I guess. If I have to go to the freak off part of the party, then I'll just get R. Kelly to pee on me. The last one, I don't want anything that's going to leave me wondering what happened. We're smoking sativa mostly today, plus a little bit of concentrate on top of it. I generally prefer sativas. All right, let me check out my fantasy teams. It's a little late in the day to do it, but that's fine. So I've got Shay Langoliers, Freddie Freeman, Jacob Wilson, Jackson Holiday, Alec Baum, Will Your Abreu, Tyler Soderstrom, who I'd rather have on the bench, frankly, but I need another outfielder. Soderstrom is not done that great. But as far as pitchers go, I'm going to move JP Sears to the bench. Okay, that's good for that team. I'm currently losing 72 to 26. That's not so good. Oh, okay. Well, what's wrong with this guy? I got two pitchers on the fucking IL already. I don't see why they have this red exclamation point next. Oh, the game was postponed. I see. All right. Well, that's fine. I was like, don't tell me another one of my starting pitchers got hurt. Pitchers are so fragile. Your name's Jacob? I believe you. I guess they just call you Jake, Jake, Jake for short. Oh. Prayers for President Biden. I mean, he's super old and, you know, it's his time. I don't feel too bad for him. He had a long and I'm sure interesting life in politics and such. How old is Biden? Like 80? It's better something out you die of something other than the final stage of dementia, ultimately, because it's horrible. I got to see it all unfold before my very eyes with my mother. So, um, Jimmy the MF? Who's Jimmy? I don't know. I don't know who Jimmy is. I guess I'll never know. I guess I don't deserve to know. My seventh grade English teacher was into fantasy basketball. He would staple the pick of the top students to a little basketball ring in the back of the class, above the rim, he called it. I see. Oh, Jimmy Carter. Yeah, he lived to 100. That's true. Well, and his wife lived till she was like 90 something. But that doesn't mean that all presidents are going to live that long. Who here thinks there are aliens? By which I mean that aliens have flown spaceships to Earth, or that some alien intelligence has, in some way, shape, or form, been present here observing. My first name is Eric. I'm Eric Strauss, but I often introduce myself on the YouTube channel as Host Eric. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Eric, aka Host Eric.
Yeah, that's right. AKA is correct. Okay, so we've got a full hour until the athletics game comes on. Anos Almus or Amos, your grandpa died at 109 and your grandma at 115. That's super old. Like, sure they weren't counting in dog years? My mom died at 85 or so, 85. My dad at about 85. And my grandma died at 82, maternal grandma. My paternal grandma died younger than that, and well, she probably died about 70. Hi, Crunch. Hi, Simple Girl. Hi, Rubinar. You think they'd be from deep inside the oceans or under the earth? You mean like way underground? Like a mile deep underground or something? I'm fine, Crunch. I'm doing just fine. I got Rachel's vocals recorded. I'm pleased by that. And I'm looking forward to finishing this track. Your grandma is January 15, 1906. So she died in like 2021. I do not believe in aliens or ships from afar that suddenly crash when they see our little planet, but interdimensional beings. I see. Well, I agree with the idea that ships. There's good reason to deny the existence of ships. Do I need a hug? No, I'm fine. Doing quite well in general. I was a little annoyed by the mosquitoes outside a second ago.
Yeah, it's too bad because it's so pleasant.
Basically, demons. I mean, the thing is, for example, like there were a bunch of reports of odd sky phenomenon around Los Alamos during the Trinity, around the time of the Trinity test, and uh, and the Manhattan Project and stuff, right? And
Hi,
then
simple girl.
and it was reported that what do my shirt picture looks like. It's a bear. Shirt says Yosemite on it. It's mountains and a bear and trees. It's several different things, right? There was a rock or cliff in Iceland. I believe people called it the ancestors' rock. The old people by that time, when they exceeded a certain age, used to climb it and jump from it, killing themselves. Okay. World War II veterans are very rare, and they're mostly all dead. But the nice thing is, there there are actually quite a few interviews with World War II veterans that were made in the last, say, 10 years when they're in their 90s, maybe 100 years old. So people started documenting that before it was all lost, fortunately.
Yeah.
Um, so the thing is, there have been a number of reports that are very curious about certain kinds of, no thanks, Crunch, certain kinds of aerial phenomena and so forth that link to nuclear facilities, nuclear test sites, etc. And some of the most convincing sort of UFO-ish stuff is from back in the day, like World War II and stuff, maybe even before then. Because in those times, you couldn't reasonably attribute things that were seen that didn't have any alternative thing it could be. There weren't drones didn't exist, etc. So it's like, what about the Foo Fighters that American pilots reported seeing back in World War II that were basically lights in the sky that man. So Science of Mind says it seems like you would have a backstory climbing Yosemite. No, I just live in Yosemite or near Yosemite. I live in Mariposa, which is the county where Yosemite is, and I just got this shirt because I think Rachel got this shirt for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Rachel got this shirt for me. I do not go to the gym. I can get plenty of workout just by working in the garden. I'm not so fit, particularly. Technological of earthly origin or spiritual in nature? No, well, we haven't really seen it in person, actually, Science in Mind. We live very close to Yosemite, and we live out in the woods here, but we actually have only gone to the other side of the entrance to Yosemite one time to see the Mariposa Yosemite Symphony Orchestra. We've never actually been to the main part of Yosemite before.
No.
So, although it depends on your phone, but a lot of phones or devices will tell you when you're at our house that you're in Yosemite National Park, but you're not actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's lovely outside. We were out a little while ago, but it gave us a lot of mosquitoes to deal with. We'll go outside for a second, smoke a cigarette. We'll go up front, but we're fewer mosquitoes. One or the other. Yeah, I'm not sure what to make of those things either. To say that they're, and I'm not sure what it means to say that they are, that something might be spiritual. It's like, we know what we mean when we say, I'm going to go ahead and assert that that thing in the sky is a ship from another planet. We know what we mean. We can clearly be wrong or right when we say that. But the same doesn't really apply when we say things like maybe it's interdimensional beings or spiritual in nature. Those don't have really concrete meanings that we can check to see if we're right or not, But what we will do is walk and show over here like the gully and stuff so that it is quite lovely out today. And as you see, we've got a lot of nature going on. A lot of big trees around. What type of birds do we see? Well, the crows, or maybe the ravens, I can't really tell them apart, up here are huge. They're really gigantic. They're as big as the hawks, or bigger even. And then we have turkey vultures, and they eat roadkill basically. We've got, what's that?
We saw that today.
Yeah, we did. We saw one today. We have regular turkeys as well, and California quail, and blue scrub. What are they called? Stellar's jays. Yeah, a lot of Stellar's jays. And there's this black bird that's got a red spot on it. I'm not sure what kind of bird that is. There's woodpeckers. And there's these little sparrows, and there are these things that look like orioles, but I don't think they are orioles, but I don't know what they are.
I don't know what they are.
Any fruit trees? We just have, the only fruit trees we have are babies at the moment, and the fruit they grow is marijuana. There's an apple orchard down the street from us,
You want to go outside?
but we're not really that into farming and stuff, you know. Most people in the county move up here looking to have acreage. We did not want to have a bunch of acreage. This house is only on 1 acre. So, because why? Because I can barely even like take care of just any part of it, let alone a whole bunch of it. Eric, the California quail strauss. Or you can just call me the quailer. Quail me this, quailer. You'd best watch out for the quailer. And he runs across the street periodically. Do you see Hoopo? I don't know what that is. Yes, she's my wife. Her name's Rachel. She's my precious angel. My princess of earthly delights. I'm the quailer. We have bear, we have deer, no moose or elk. There are raccoons, there are coyotes, foxes, although you don't really see the foxes ever, bobcats, mountain lions. I've never seen a mountain lion, but I've seen massive cat prints in the snow in my driveway during the winter. So I know that they come around. There are geese, ducks. There's a fair number of bodies of water around here. We do have some spiders. She'll come back outside in a second. She went inside to do something. I don't know what. But not so bad in this house. The other house we have, which is currently for sale, it has more spiders than this house. You get some big spiders sometimes, but there aren't really any venomous spiders around here. I mean, I can imagine how our ancestors lived because I watch a lot of Naked and Afraid. I'm assuming our ancestors did a little bit better than sitting in the dirt and rain while naked, but I am very much not a Luddite. I'm a believer that we should all be very glad to live in a time period where basic creature comforts are fairly well assured. Hoopy is a beautiful beautiful bird popular in Egypt, colored orange and black. It said it was used to find water sources back in time. Why am I so clumsy? What does clumsy mean? Like made out of clumps? Well, it's because that's how you're choosing to organize my singularity in your mind, is as a compilation of clumps, I guess. Uh-oh. Crunch. You know what? I think that Jake's doing just fine, mister. And I wonder if maybe you might be a little bit of a problem character. We'll see. Little bushes over there have these nice little white flowers on them. I like that. Flowers are almost as pretty as I am, that's why. This part of me, Marilyn Monroe. This part, Clark Gable. This part, Demi Moore. This part, Scarlett Johansson. All of them stars, all of them part of me. Oh. Life's a funny thing, you know. We're alive. We have all this range of things we could do with our time and attention, effort. So it makes life impossible to solve, right? Because there are infinite possible positive actions you could take, as opposed to not doing something. A negative action being inaction, positive action being doing something. I like your laid back vibe. It's refreshing. Well, thanks, Science in Mind. Maybe it's because I'm constantly keeping science right here in my mind. Helps me stay calm, cool, and collected. And the books I used to read as a kid, science fiction books and such, the aliens would crash on the planet and they'd end up happening across like a scientist's observatory or something. And they'd go, Garg, Garg? And then the scientist would be like, come in quickly. Thank God you came to me first. J.K. Simmons, I don't know who that is. Muhammad Mujahid Khan says, praise the Lord. All right. Lord, I praise thee. Meow.
I wanted to watch you and you went away. What the heck happened there, Trouble? Hello, chat.
God bless you and your family and friends
Kitty
and family
is
members
also
and
there.
your work. That's a lot of blessings. My car agreed. Oh, my cat agreed. Yes. Kitty is here.
Yes, Kitty agreed.
He's here. He's queer. He doesn't want any more bears.
Hi, Mark Cads. Mark Cads. Hello, Science in Mind. Yes, I am his wife, Crunch. What's up, Fartel Cluggins Jr.? Done sub, that's good to hear. Mark Cads. Abiel Hashem, hello. We have two cats, Jake. Do I have a favorite book? I really like the book. I don't know. I keep on thinking about. I keep on talking about The Outsiders, so I'm gonna say that.
It's a good book.
No, Eric doesn't know who J.K. Simmons is. He's not lying. He does look like him, but he does not lying. I have ADHD and autism, but I'm not handicapped. And I'm 21 and a Taurus, and I have a Nirvana shirt I like. it. Cool. Good for you. I'm 40. Science in Mind. What's The Outsiders about? It's about the 19. Like, I think it takes place in the 1960s.
Yeah, probably early 60s.
Yeah, early 60s. Um, and there's like two groups in town. Like, there's the oh my god, the Socs and the Greasers. And the Socs have money and they're like always like clean cut, where like the Greasers, they live in a certain part of the town that's not as like upper class, and they wear their hair in like with like grease in their hair. um I don't need a hug, thank you. Sorry to hear that, oil and gas man. So yeah, so the there's this whole story between young greasers and the Socs. It's a good story. It is literature, not a true story. I don't really know if it's based on like true events. Okay, Crunch. No, we're not looking to adopt anyone now. Oh my god, I could hear myself singing. I don't know. Let me see. I'm gonna see if The Outsiders. Okay. S.E. Hinton's 1967 novel, The Outsiders, a coming of age story about a 14-year-old pony boy, Curtis, and his two older brothers, Soda and Derry. The orphaned Curtis brothers are greasers, a working class gang from Tulsa, Oklahoma's poor east side who clash with the wealthy west side Socs. Ponyboy narrates the story as he grapples with right and wrong, transitions from childhood to adulthood, and questions why people fight instead of focusing on their similarities. It's not like Grease the movie, no. It's not. Just the look. Of like the grease in the hair, yeah, that is the same. And I think it's the clean look of the people who are in Greece who are preppy. Yeah. Yeah, stay gold pony boy. if it is real literature, is always real characters and almost real story fiction. Hold on. I don't know. I think it's just literature. I don't think it's based on real people. Yeah, I think it's fiction. We like science fiction movies. I don't know about Eric. If you read science fiction books. Hey, Chris Cheapin. Bros and hoes. Kind of like bows and hoes. Abu Hashim says, not my definition, Jake. I believe this is what it's about. The real, it's for close to reality, the better. It's not to have to be true 100% or 100% fiction. Jake Jakes is a man like that. Hello, Gunnar Kincaid. Feeling sleepy. Science fiction is very interesting. I like it. I find it enjoyable to watch science fiction movies. I haven't read any science fiction, but I like science fiction movies. Thanks to all people who are here. Appreciate you.
If you don't want to live stream, I'm ready to. I'm done streaming for the moment. I'm gonna work on this.
Okay, I'm gonna take a nap.
All right, cool. So, see you later, everybody. Thanks
Bye.
for being here.
Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese.
You can just push the X.